Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a kind of the icing on the cake, right? Like this is really making it hard for the Democrats to get away from this. Even the NBC is having to say something about this because it's such a big deal. It really pokes a hole in a lot of the Democratic mantra of, Americans don't want to do these jobs. So without further ado, let's get directly into it. So we have this here from the New York Post saying Trump to flood big cities like LA and NYC with ICE agents in single largest mass deportation program in history. Apologize for that. Says President Trump announced plans to flood Democrat-run cities, namely New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago, with new, larger waves of immigration and custom enforcement agents to bring about the single largest mass deportation program in history. Trump highlighted the sweeping change targeting the majority Democrat cities on True Social Sunday night as he praised ICE agents for their incredible strength, determination, and courage. In order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as LA, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside, Trump wrote. These and other such cities are the core of the Democratic power center, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base, cheat in elections, and go to welfare state, robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hardworking citizens. Now, some of you are going to say, like, well, why is he only focusing on on uh on Democratic cities? Well, my luxurious little friends, and this is what he has here with this entire thing here. It's a lot more, but we're only going to address this here, and this is what this article is saying. But like I said, what the reason why he's only going after Democratic cities, at least currently right now, not that saying that there are not illegal immigrants in other cities or Republican cities, is mostly because of the fact that they're all sanctuary cities. The cities that he named are sanctuary cities, and they house most of the illegals because the illegals have a safe haven there. They can't be kicked out, etc. So going after these places is one of the big reasons why he would be going after these cities, because they're mostly Democrat-run and they're sanctuary cities. So if we're going to say, like, oh, he's only choosing Democratic cities, he's doing a political attack, it's not a political attack. It's just simply the fact that these are the biggest heavy immigrated places because usually Republicans work with ICE or work deportation officials to remove these people from their cities. So again, it goes on to say Republican states like Texas, which is home to 5 of the largest cities in America, including Houston and San Antonio, were notably left out of the president's post. None of the Lone Star State's big urban centers, however, call themselves sanctuary cities. These radical left Democrats are sick of mind, hate our country, and actually want to destroy our inner cities, and they're doing a good job of it, the commander-in-chief added in his post. And that is why I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great and patriotic law enforcement officers to focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities in those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. Trump previously pledged that changes are coming last week after admitting that his administration's crackdown on immigration was massacring key American industries, namely farming and hospitality. The Department of Agriculture estimates that nearly half of the 850,000 crop workers in the United States are undocumented, putting America's food supply chain at risk of total collapse if all are deported. While New York State is some of the largest sanctuary city in the country, it ranks first nationally in the production of many crops and products, including household staples like yogurt and cottage cheese, according to the New York Times Farm Bureau. See, this is what they call fear-mongering, right? Because they're trying to say, like, oh, well, if Trump deports all these people, then guess what happens? We're going to lose a big part of our infrastructure. Everything's going to go down. We're going to face these issues. Well, my friends, that's not the case here. Stand by for just a moment, and you're going to find out that, that doesn't seem to be the case here. With Trump's focus on sanctuary cities, it is unclear how other parts of Democratic states may be impacted or if ICE activity will primarily center on metropolitan areas going forward. Yeah, so that is what he's doing right now. And what we have here, lo and behold, from even NBC News saying this, how a city in Nebraska is recovering after the state's largest worksite immigration raid. It says here every seat in the waiting area of Glen Valley Wood Foods was occupied with people filling out job applications early Thursday afternoon, 2 days after the meatpacking plant became the center of the largest worksite immigration raid in the state of Nebraska so far this year. Dozens of prospective employees, many of them Spanish speakers, had been coming in and out of the plant all day. Some were hoping to find out a new job, others were coming in for training. Oh, but Democrats, I remember you guys saying that you guys just want slave workers, right? You guys just wanted slave workers, and no Americans wanted to do these jobs. However, what we're seeing from this report specifically here is that these people, American citizens, immigrants, and all the works are coming to line up for these jobs. So you know what that means? That means that when these companies were hiring illegal immigrants, occupying job spaces that Americans, legal American citizens or immigration and citizens could not get the job because they were just hiring illegals left and right. But remember when the Democrats said that, oh, Americans, they don't want to do this job.
Of course, we have to come to a place in Congress where it is no longer a political issue, but we see it as an existential issue for the country. If we don't have avenues for people to come here legally to work or to build a home here, I'm going to be really crude right now. We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people later.
Are sending your kids to college to go and work on them. Okay, well, guess who is working the farms? So that you can afford your food.
So that you can have food.
So that you can have food. Now, how many of you are looking to send your kids into hospitality after this college education so that they can go and make the beds at the hotels? How many of you are planning to send your kids to college? Because that's what we do here. We send everybody to college. How many of you are planning to send your kids to college so that they can then go and build these houses? So the reality is that so long as we live in a capitalist society, there's always going to be someone or a group of people that will do work that some of the rest of y'all don't want to do. These are the people that are really making us great in this country.
Every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilets, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that,
no.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm saying
there's more jobs to be
in LA, they always
but
they
Latinos
don't
are not only the
no,
only people
I didn't mean it like that. Come on. No, I would never mean it like that.
And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation.
He's going to deport 20 million people, the people who pick your crops, the people who process your meat, the people who, care for your grandmother.
This country needs immigrants to survive. Immigrants pick the food we eat, rebuild our communities after climate disasters, help construct our infrastructure, power our small business economy, clean our homes.
And we need immigrants in this country. Forget the fact that our vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many immigrants, many illegal immigrants.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
Yeah, so it really doesn't make any sense, honestly. It doesn't make any sense. And the fact of the matter is that Americans do want to do these jobs. They are wanting to pick them up. It's just these companies are exploiting these illegal immigrants, making them pay pretty much slave wages, and in their own countries, this is a lot of money into their countries because they accept it. But the point being is that these companies are trying to manipulate and exploit these illegal immigrants, and it's messed up. It's just not okay. And the fact of the matter is that Americans just want to do these jobs. They're just hiring people where they can't, because they'll go in and apply, and though they decline because they can hire this illegal to go and do this for free, essentially, because less wages means you can do more of the stuff. So it's just insanity here. Americans are on the rise, and with the more illegals that we can get out of these jobs, the more Americans that will want to do these jobs, the more Americans that will apply for these jobs, and the more Americans where will benefit our economy and our society overall. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.